Hello friends, welcome. Today Denman Island is happy to welcome a beautiful day, and I made an extra effort today to come and say hi, finally, as spring is here, to the sea. And this especially for a lady I call the Sea Woman. This is for you, Sea Woman. I've come here for you, and also I've come to talk about two things. One was a request, so I will answer that request. And that request was to share my my experiences and my knowledge and my abilities to answer difficult phone calls. Phone calls such someone has died, or someone has been diagnosed with a fatal disease. They will die no matter what they do. It's just a matter of time. A lot of them at a very early age, some of them mid-age, always too young. And I've gotten phone calls with panic attacks and suicidal attempts, and so I've gotten quite a few. I've gotten a phone call where someone in my family got shot, for example, and I had to, I had to react and deal with that, and just, I have experience with terrible phone calls. So, for example, let's take one. One day I got a phone call from my brother that our mutual friend, who was just in his early 20s, got diagnosed with MS, multiple sclerosis. And didn't take long, maybe a year, and he was already in a wheelchair at 26 or something. And my uncle died of that disease. It's a terrible disease. Now this young man, a friend of ours, will also die of this disease, unfortunately, unless the government does, introduce these cures for cancer like they already have, and so on, blah blah blah. But it was a difficult call to answer, but I had to always rationalize and always remember that when lives are born, lives are lost, and it happens at the very same moment on our planet. 1 million people get diagnosed every day with terrible things, and just because it touches someone close to us doesn't make a difference, really. Just because we know them doesn't mean that there isn't so many people out there suffering. It's why I quit smoking. I don't want to get cancer. You know what I mean? Let's take another phone call, for example. Someone has died. I have to accept it. If it has been someone very close to me, sure, I cry for a long time and I try to deal with it. But it is part of life, and with time, we move on. You'd be surprised how quick. Even that phone call about you know, getting a terrible fatal diagnosis. You cannot reply to the person worrying, crying, and what are we gonna do? No. Your job is to empower them and to make them always and always believe that they will live way longer than they were told, or the disease will not kill them at all, because now our medicine has progressed so much we can actually beat these things. And many thousands of people have already beat cancer. You know what I mean? You do not put fear or weakness into that person at all. You only empower them, because the moment they feel and know that they will be defeated and lose, that's the moment they will start to lose. But when they never give up and never let those thoughts in, they will live so long, you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. Now take a call, like a girl calls me with a panic attack, and she's just about to call 911 and now end up in emergency again, terrible. So what I do is, please, for a moment, just listen to my voice. And I know my voice is deep and it has that effect. And breathe with me for a moment. And while I do that, I say a few positive things and something, anything, to make that person smile for a moment. That's how I deal with it. Next thing you know, things are way better, way better, way better. And we can move on. We can move on, There's so many phone calls, So many phone calls. It's unbelievable, For example, I got a phone call once from a friend who was about to commit suicide. He was about to shoot 4 grams of heroin in his hot bathtub that he was lying in and waiting for his dealer to arrive, and he was gonna shoot the whole 4 grams into his vein in a hot tub. You're not supposed to be in hot water when you do that, especially, and you're not supposed to shoot more than a couple points, never mind 4 grams. A couple points is 1/8 of a gram. So what did I do? I hung up, I called his parents, and I told them, call 911 right now, get in your car, and drive to his house before the dealer gets there. Guess what? They all got there before the dealer. He was really mad. He promised me that when he got out of the hospital, he would go work out and then come and kick my butt. Once he got better, he called me and thanked me. There's always a way to deal with those phone calls without flipping out, without actually joining these people in their misery, and actually turning the coin and showing them, hey, I'm with you, and it's not over till it's over. That's my 2 cents on that. Now there's another point I want to share with you, and I'll walk up closer to the water. For the last few days, I've been feeling very down, and all these negative things come to my head, My love will not come to me. It's gonna take her forever, It's gonna take months and months and months and months. And I don't know if I can handle it, if I will, survive it. My daughter, who I see only once a week, hurts me so much by doing so, but she's growing up, and my friends don't call me, they don't come see me, and all these things, I start to believe, because my mind gets sick. My mind wants my body poisoned. My mind wants my mind poisoned, So, you know, I was in my house, in the darkness of it, contemplating on my future, contemplating on my addiction, contemplating on my life, on my misery, and then I got out. I went outside, and I went for a half-hour walk, and then I decided I would come and say hi to the sea, as it's spring now, and my sea woman, my dear friend, my dear sea woman, she wanted really much to see the Northern Sea. So here it is. Reconnection with nature worked once again because I feel free and I feel good. Thank you. Thank you, Mother Nature.